everyone, it's time to get ready for the White Mountains with info, fun, and prizes. This is White Today. I'm Chelsea, and here's what's coming up. In this hour, Pink Bike shows us how to use braking to mountain bike faster. The Conway Scenic Railroad serves dinner with a view. 7 lower body to get you in. And the cast of Nonsense from M&G Playhouse crashes the set. Plus, all show long, we're playing Watch and Win. Answer this week's questions correctly for a chance to win a $25 gift card to the Red Parka Pub, 4 passes to Lost River Gorge and Boulder Caves, and a drive-yourself admission to the Mount Washington Auto Road. Just for playing, you'll also be entered into August's grand prize drawing for an Osprey backpack from Outside Shop. It's all coming up on White Mountains Today after a check on the local weather forecast.
Now, the local weather forecast. Check out our 24-hour-a-day live North Conway weather cam at whitemountains.tv.
Welcome back to White Mountains Today. I'm Chelsea, and here's what's happening. On August 20th, Castle in the Clouds, in collaboration with Great Waters, presents Concert in the Clouds featuring Michael Cavanaugh and band. Cavanaugh was made famous for his piano and lead vocals in the Broadway musical Movin' Out, handpicked by Billy Joel himself to star in that show. Info at castleintheclouds.org. The first annual Summer Bazaar is coming to Fryeburg Saturday, August 20th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Located on Main Street between the Catholic Church and the Fryeburg Fair with beautiful mountain views, the bazaar will feature craft items, yard sale items, baked goods, art, upcycled items, and local vendors. Proceeds support the 2 Caps Special Olympics team and scholarship fund. Lost River Gorge and Squam Lakes Natural Science Center present Why Do Animals Do That? A live animal presentation with a naturalist on August 20th. This program is included with your admission ticket and begins at 10:30 a.m. at the Forest Treehouse. See live animals up close and learn about the benefits of their peculiar habits. Book your reservation in advance at lostrivergorge.com. On August 21st, folk Americana songwriter Jonathan Foster performs solo acoustic at the Shovel Handle Pub from 6 to 9 p.m. Foster is an award-winning songwriter of authentic roots music for the ears of old souls. In his music, you'll hear traces of his rural upbringing, geographic meanderings, and the love of the outdoors with inspiration from John Prine, John Hyatt, Bob Dylan, the band, and more. Now, your chance to win a great White Mountain prize. Here's Chris with a Watch and Win trivia question.
It's Watch and Win time, your chance to answer trivia questions for White Mountain prizes. Right now, we're playing for a $25 gift card to the legendary Red Parka Pub in Glen, home to hand-cut steaks, hefty sandwiches, great munchies, live entertainment, and plenty of brews on tap. Plus, just for playing, you'll be entered to win our August grand prize, an Osprey Kestrel 68-liter backpack from Outside Shop. Check it out at shop.outsideonline.com. Now, here's the question. Lakes of the Clouds sits directly between Mount Washington and which other mountain? Mount Jefferson, Mount Monroe, or Mount Eisenhower? To answer, go to our website, whitemountains.tv, and click Win Prizes. Or if you're already there watching the stream of this show, just click the button below the video window. We'll draw one winner at random from all correct entries. Winners will be posted online and contacted by email. Good luck. Now, back to the studio.
A little later, we'll show you where to find some great mountain bike trails. But first, let's get you ready to ride. Here's Ben Cathro from Pink Bike with the secret to going fast. It's not what you think.
Today, we're going to dive deep into one of the least talked about aspects of mountain biking. Something so obvious and mundane that it's overlooked by nearly everyone. That's right, folks, it's time to learn how to brake. Okay. Wait, what's that you say?
How you just brake when you want to slow down and then let go when you want to go fast.
That's it. Actually, they're right. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to faceplant that like button. Wait a minute, it's not that simple. It never is with me. Turns out there's actually so much involved to maximize your trail braking to increase control and speed. That's right, braking properly makes you faster. But what should the ratio of front to back brake be? Is it bad to lock up the brakes? How should I set them? Where should you be braking? Where should you not be braking? How do you do stoppies like Bernard Kerr? That last one is a little bit tricky, but something I think most people don't know is that the fastest and best riders in the world are actually the best at slowing down. Seems crazy till you realize that being able to brake with great technique gives you the confidence to go faster because you know you can scrub that speed off in a heartbeat. First of all, let's make sure your brakes are set up correctly. We covered brake types, sizes, setup, and why all the different things work the way they do in detail in the bike setup vid, so go watch that if you want to learn more. My recommended setup is to use one finger braking if you can with the lever set up so your finger is at the end of the lever and the lever pulls to the inside of your middle finger with the bite point close to the bars, but not touching. Lever angle is a personal preference, but for mountain biking, you should keep it somewhere between parallel to the ground and at a 45-degree downward angle. Braking is a super variable thing, and I'm going to separate it into two different types to simplify some explanations in the video. The first type is speed control or comfort braking, which is used to battle against gravity to stop you from going faster. You don't really slow down, you're just maintaining a comfortable speed, and it's difficult to tell if someone's doing it unless they've got a couple of right honkers on their bike. The second type is aggressive deceleration, which I call race braking. This is much more focused type of braking that is used to decelerate and prepare for features on trail, and it's much more obvious to a casual observer. In the previous body positioning video, I talked about the default boss stance and how important it was to stay centered in the bike, unless you're riding through rough sections or performing certain maneuvers. The other situation is when braking, kind of. If you don't slide your weight back when you hit the brakes, your upper body will try to keep going forwards and will lever the bike around the front wheel in a beautiful arc and deposit you out the front door. So when braking, you have to push the bike forwards, which pushes your weight back to stop this from happening. The harder you decelerate, the more you need to shift your weight back to combat these forces. The further back you go, the lower you will naturally get, which also helps in these situations. So if you're delicately comfort braking, you don't need to move far. But if you've just watched your mate have a yard sale right in front of you and you need to stop ASAP, big pushback and a haul on those anchors. Not only does this weight shift help to stop you from potentially having a terrible time, it also helps get the maximum amount of stopping power out of your tyres. There's two main forces on display during a braking maneuver: gravity acting vertically downwards and the mass of your bike and body decelerating horizontally forwards. When you add these two forces together, you get a diagonal force moving down and forwards from your center of mass. If the forward force is high enough from braking hard and your position is poor enough standing up tall and forward, that means the diagonal force points in front of your front wheels and that will rotate you forwards. Obviously, this is bad news in terms of crash potential, but it also means the back wheel has no weight in it and is not able to contribute to slowing you down. When you shift your weight back, it pushes the bike forwards. That means when you draw the same diagonal line from the center of your mass, it actually falls between the two tires, meaning they are more evenly weighted. This means you can use the shifting of your body weight to control the grip between the two wheels. Now that's pretty cool. When braking, I find it's good to have the arms almost straight, as there will be a lot of force going through those arms, and you don't want to be dealing with all that force with bent arms. Also, the harder you brake, the more you should dip your heels and wrists so that they're perpendicular to the forces acting on them. One more thing to add to the basic principles is that before you release the brakes, you need to come back forward to that centered boss stance. If you don't and release the brakes anyway, the bike will try to get away from you, engaging the weight back passenger mode, which is never ideal. Brakes should only be fully released just as you settle back into that center position. You can practice this weight shift cruising down a road to keep things simple. Okay, I can sense some extra wrinkles forming on your brains now. Let's start applying the above to some trails. I like to start with the #1 mistake that I see most people making, and it's not utilizing the front brake enough on steep tracks. Everyone has done this. It's the default thing to do, and some uninformed people even teach others to do it because, I mean, it seems safe. It's the OG bro tip screamed through the forest as you see your bud dropping into some gnarly section. Just lean back! Back brake only!
Lean back! Lean back! Whoa. Lean back!
Hopefully we learned earlier that a lot of the forces when braking go into the front wheel, helping it to grip. So you're actually throwing most of your braking power out the window by not trusting it and utilizing it. Best way to practice this is to find a nice steep consistent slope or bit of trail that you can comfortably ride down, then challenge yourself to ride down it with only your rear brake on or only your front brake. Use your body weight to help shift over the wheel you're braking with to try and get the most grip out of it, with a goal to getting down the section smooth and controlled. Shifting your weight over the back wheel is a piece of cake, but getting your weight over the front can be scary. I find the best way to adjust the pressure is to have straight arms and then use my legs to push my weight forward and back to adjust the pressure in my hands. You should feel like you're up on top of the bars and not hiding behind them. You will find at points you will lock up your wheel and skid. The challenge is to learn to smoothly modulate your braking power. Squeeze firmer to slow down more, but if you feel it slipping, ease off the power. Get traction again. Once you get the hang of this drill, I bet it's easier to control your speed with your front brake. Trust it, because it is key to riding steep trails like a boss.
White Mountains Today is brought to you by the East Slope Inn. Enjoy spacious suites and full kitchens in the heart of North Conway Village. And by Attitash Mountain Village. Reconnect with family and nature at our White Mountain, New Hampshire resort.
Style is about being inspired. At Spruce Hurricane, our style inspiration comes from the natural beauty of our surroundings. The reds and golds of autumn leaves, shining stars glistening in the night, turquoise skies that stretch to eternity. Our collection of merchandise is as diverse as the New England weather. Footwear and outerwear may be inspired by snowdrifts and ski slopes, or by pastures and open fields. Handcrafted jewelry and accessories, leather belts and handbags, sweaters and jeans or boots and jackets, all are combined with color, texture, and artistry to inspire you. Explore your style inspiration at Spruce Hurricane, where the wilderness blends with city sophistication in the heart of North Conway Village. And check us out on Facebook for your daily style inspiration.
My name is Lisa McCoy, and I'm the Events and Marketing Director at the Mount Washington Auto Route and Great Glen Trails Outdoor Center. We are the oldest man-made tourist attraction in the United States. We have a full summer of events that people come for all different reasons. Our most popular offering is for people to drive their own vehicles up the Mount Washington Auto Road. Of course, we also offer guided tours, so if you weren't comfortable, or maybe if you just wanted to learn something else about the Auto Road, guided tours are a fantastic option. Many of our drivers, they've been working on the mountain for decades. They have such an intimate knowledge of the history, the ecology, even the geology of the mountain is really unique. We put no more than 8 people in a van, and so you get to have this really great experience with a guided tour driver. It's a half an hour up, and you get an hour at the summit to enjoy the weather, take photos, go to the museum at the top, and then it's a half an hour back down the mountain.
Coming up on White Mountains today, hiking Mount Shakura. 7 exercises for a stronger lower body. And when we come back, dinner with a view aboard the Conway Scenic Railroad's Mountaineer Train.
Broadway to the North Country for its 57th season of award-winning live theater in their charming historic venue. July 1st through October 9th, enjoy 8 exciting stage shows, including Eurydice, The Marvelous Wonderettes, A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder, Jesus Christ Superstar, a class act, a chorus line, Blood Brothers, and intimate apparel. For ticket information, go online to weathervanenh.org.
End your day in the White Mountains at the Shovel Handle Pub in Jackson. The Shovel Handle serves upscale American pub food in the incredible atmosphere of a restored 1842 post and beam barn. The food is great. Appetizers like loaded nachos, entrees like cedar plank roasted salmon, Maine blueberry and maple barbecue ribs, and Bourbon Street marinated sirloin tips, plus salads, sandwiches, pasta, and more. It's all served by a friendly and accommodating staff. Dine with views of Black Mountain, or relax at the bar with friends as live music plays in the background. The Shovel Handle Pub is one of New England's premier wedding venues. Located on site, Whitney's Inn offers overnight accommodations featuring 27 guest rooms, suites, and cottages, an outdoor heated pool and stocked trout pond. Alpine skiing and cross-country skiing are just outside the door, with hiking, golf, waterfalls, and summer attractions minutes away. Whitney's Inn and the Shovel Handle Pub, Jackson, New Hampshire.
Welcome back to White Mountains Today. I'm Chelsea Hupalowski, and sitting here with me now is Brian Solomon and Jen Staines, both here to talk about all the fun things happening at Conway Scenic Railroad. Welcome, guys. Thanks for coming.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Of course, yes. So there's tons of stuff happening, but first of all, let's talk about Conway Scenic Railroad and what it is for people that don't know.
Right. Well, we're an iconic part of this whole valley. The railroad's been here since 1972. We are founded by Dwight Smith. We have a steam locomotive. We have a very, very unique railroad station. It's the only one like it. It was built in 1874. Okay. It was designed as the gateway to the White Mountains, and the expectation was at that time is that you'd come up from the Boston area by train, and when you got here, that would be your sort of welcome to the White Mountains, and then a horse and carriage would come and pick you up. So Schooler Park, which is right in front of the station, and all the properties around it were all owned by the railroad at that time. So we have a real fundamental connection to the whole town of North Conway. I mean, the town kind of revolved around the railroad, and this was a railroad terminus. And what's interesting for people is the railroad station, our roundhouse where we maintain and keep our locomotives, and the freight house were all date from the 1870s. And the whole arrangement of the property hasn't really changed much in 150 years.
Oh, wow, that's incredible. There's so much history there. That's insane.
Yeah, so even if you don't go anywhere on the train, one of the attractions is the railway and its environment, because it has that old feeling to it. You know, it was never really modernized. And then we have a variety of different train rides depending on the time of year. In the summer and fall, we do our valley trains, which run to Conway, and we have a Sawyers River train that runs to Sawyers River, and the Conway train's about an hour. Sawyers River's about 2 hours and 10 minutes, and they're more aimed at people who want a short ride, you know, families with kids, that sort of thing. And then the Premier train, which is where Jen comes in, is our Mountaineer, and that runs over Crawford Notch. And in the summertime, it runs as far as Crawford Station, and then in the autumn, starting the first week of September, it runs all the way to Fabian. And when it runs to Crawford, it's about 4 hours and 15 minutes, and then it's about 5 hours or so when it goes to Fabian. And that's our supremely scenic journey. That goes over Crawford Notch, and you'll go over tall trestles, and there's rock faces, and you can see waterfalls, assuming we're not having a drought.
Assuming that.
Which this year can be a bit problematic,
say, like
but
this
although
year.
it's raining today, so you should have some nice waterfalls
Yeah,
on
I
your
hope
run
so.
today.
That'll be nice. A lot of people want to see that.
Yeah,
when they're up
and
there.
most of the passenger cars on the Mountaineer are all named for the different mountains you see along the way. So yeah, I mean, we've got some really neat things on the train. One of the things about the Mountaineer is it's aimed to recreate a 1950s transcontinental streamliner. So we have some of the Budd-built Vista domes, which has like a glass bubble at top, and that's our premium class. And where Jen comes in is we have a full-service dining car. So she actually prepares meals on the train, and you can order a really nice meal, and she'll tell you all the details on that.
Absolutely.
And what I find interesting as a railway historian, as the marketing manager at Conway Scenic, is that we're one of the few railroads left in North America that actually prepares food in a historic diner on the train for the people who are going to be enjoying the food on the train.
Oh, wow.
So you're not just, you don't just eat the
bringing
food.
in food. That's
yeah,
made.
no, it's actually made on the train. So that's a really cool part of the whole experience.
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah,
And
tell
why
us
don't you
about the
tell people a little
options
bit- yeah.
there.
Well, it's really interesting to be doing what we're doing. We own a little restaurant in Bartlett called Cabin Fever, and we started this year with the Conway Scenic catering. So we offer a 2-course dinner, we offer a 4-course dinner, everything from a box lunch with a ham sandwich to roast duck with a homemade raspberry drizzle. We have a really nice wide variety of options. The dining cars, the Hattie Evans, and the Rondelie, which is where the dome is that Brian was speaking about. We do white linen service, and it's a really nice experience to be able to not only go on a historic scenic ride, but also to have the nice restaurant experience at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for the 4 hour. That's for the 4-hour journey.
Yeah, so the longer trips have this dining service. One of the things I wanted to mention is historically they used to call the Mountaineer the Notch train because it goes to Crawford Notch, and we renamed it 2 years ago. But the other thing we've done is we've also extended the amount of time that we run it into the season, where they used to end it sort of third week of October when the foliage completed. Now we actually run it well into November. We run almost all the way up to Thanksgiving. I think we've got 9 runs scheduled for November this year. And November is actually an incredible time to ride over Crawford Notch because the leaves are mostly gone, but there's still hints of fall color, and you can see the mountains. It's, to me, one of the best times to be up there. And the reason we started doing this is we had an employee special on the first or 2nd of November about 3 or 4 years ago. And everyone sort of realized, A, there were still a lot of people around, and B, this is an incredible time to see the railroad. Why aren't we running trains? And I'm like, that's a really good question. Why aren't we? So now we are. And we did 6 runs last year, and 5 of them sold out. So I'm like, let's add a few more.
Incredible. Yeah, keep going up.
Yeah, I mean, the only caveat is if we get that, off-season blizzard, it could be a bit of a challenge. We do have a snowplow. People will see it in the yard. It's this big, huge thing with a gaping mouth, and it can remove drifts and whatnot, but hopefully we won't need to use that.
Well, that would be interesting to be up there during a big snowstorm.
Yeah, well,
That
it'd
would
be
be
very
very
interesting.
interesting.
I'm hoping we don't have to do it because I could see me getting called for the snowplow. We do run the snowplow during, we run a snow train in January and February, and that often will go out ahead of the snow train to keep the line clear.
Oh, perfect, yes.
Yeah, the snow train only goes up to Attitash. It doesn't go all the way to Crawford. We usually stop going to Crawford, at the end of November.
Stay a little bit.
Yeah.
For that.
And,
Well, that sounds incredible.
and again, we're really glad to have Cabin Fever on board because they can give us that professional restaurant experience to our culinary aspect of it. So we're getting really professional restaurant people on board the train. So it's a perfect blend of really good food and a fantastic train ride.
Oh, it's like the perfect experience, perfect day.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. A lot of the passengers just absolutely love the experience of being able to do both. Like I said, it's really nice to be up here and have the Conway Scenic, which is beautiful and stunning, and some of the most beautiful views in the valley. At the same time that you can have a really nice dinner.
The newer experience for the Mountaineer, of course. So it's like if they've done some of the other travels on the
Well,
train.
We've been improving the train, so this is like a real step up. And we have, like I said, we have these dome cars. We're actually in the process of acquiring another one. So when that gets here, that gives us, more premium class. And each car on the train is a little bit different. That's one of the things that we sell, is that it's not all one experience. You could actually ride the train probably 3 or 4 different times and have a completely different experience depending on where you sit on the train and which car you're in. And we have narrators on board that tell you about the history of the trains and the history of where you are, because there's an awful lot of history going up over the mountain. Again, the trains do get very popular, especially once we get into leaf season. The premium class sells out like that. So we always ask people, to try to book in advance.
So if you want to experience any of these trains into November, the Mountaineer, the dining services, again, it's Conway.
Conway Scenic Railroad, so it's conwayscenic.com, and then 603-356-5251.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah. Highly recommended there. Thank you again so much for coming.
Thank you very much for having us.
I'm Chelsea, and this has been White Mountains Today.
Now, the local weather forecast. Check out our 24-hour-a-day live North Conway weather cam at whitemountains.tv.
Welcome back to White Mountains Today. Let's look at some news and events. The Moat Mountain Smokehouse Sunset Concert Series at Theater in the Wood continues on Friday, August 26th with Being Petty, the Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers experience. It's the look, feel, and sound of the band with a song list that covers all phases of their incredible musical legacy. From hit songs to surprise deep cuts for the true fans. Tickets at believeinbooks.org. On August 27th, Castle in the Clouds, in collaboration with Great Waters, presents One Night of Queen by Gary Mullen and the Works. This is a spectacular live concert recreating the look, sound, pomp, and showmanship of one of the greatest rock bands of all time. CastleInTheClouds.org for details. Fryeburg New Church presents the 9th annual Main Street Festival Arts and Crafts Fair in Fryeburg, Maine on Saturday, August 27th at Bradley Park. Join in the fun, arts, crafts, music, food, and games. Mountaintop Music presents the songs of Irving Berlin with the Anderson Brothers Quintet on Saturday, August 27th at the Majestic Theater in Conway. Identical twins Peter and Will Anderson have performed on Broadway, at Carnegie Hall, the Kennedy Center, and at the New Orleans Jazz Festival. In this performance, they'll cover the work of the greatest Tin Pan Alley songwriter, Irving Berlin, whose masterpieces include Blue Skies, Puttin' on the Ritz, Cheek to Cheek, God Bless America, and White Christmas. Tickets at conwaymajestic.com. Now, your chance to win a great White Mountain prize. Here's Chris with a Watch and Win trivia question.
It's Watch and Win time, your chance to answer trivia questions for White Mountain prizes. Right now, we're playing for a pass for drive yourself admission on the Mount Washington Auto Road. Find adventure at every turn as you drive and explore on the way to the summit, where you'll experience the world above treeline with amazing views and famous weather. Plus, just for playing, you'll be entered to win our August grand prize, an Osprey Kestrel 68-liter backpack from Outside Shop. Check it out at shop.outsideonline.com. Now, here's the question. In what town is the Honeymoon Covered Bridge? Jackson, Conway, or Albany? To answer, go to our website, whitemountains.tv, and click Win Prizes. Or if you're already there watching the stream of this show, just click the button below the video window. We'll draw one winner at random from all correct entries. Winners will be posted online and contacted by email. Good luck. Now, back to the studio.
Want a little more power for your next hike or bike ride? Here are 7 exercises for a stronger lower body in this episode of Moves from Outside.
Hey everyone, this is Doug Lauder at Rail Yard Fitness in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I'm going to run through some exercises, basic minimalist exercises for the lower body. All right, so we've got 2 lunges. We got stationary, we got walking. We're going to start with stationary lunge. So I'm going to be facing this way. Importance of this exercise, a few of them. One is balance. So we're working on the balance on this. The other area of focus I want you guys to think about is all the energy coming from the outside of that right heel, that front foot. That's going to isolate and transfer the energy to the hamstring and butt. That's our area of focus here. So stationary lunges, I do want you to use your arms, or you can put your arms at your side. But again, we're working on balance, working on the hamstring and butt of that front leg. Second one is walking lunges. Same premise, but we're moving. So now here, again, arms if you want for balance, that's what we're working on, or at your side. So from here, again, weight to the outside of that front heel. That back foot is just a stabilizer. It's really not doing that much. So from there, we're just gonna do a walking lunge. So the first one I'm going to do is the air squat. So what we're looking for is proper positioning. Chest out, head up, shoulders back and down, and core nicely toned. What we want is the butt to go out as if we're going to sit in a chair. Toes are nice and light, heels are heavy. Now as far as the depth of the squat, just go down which is comfortable. I don't want any aggravation out of that lower back. If there is, reduce that range of motion. From there, we're going to do our sumo squat. Same thing as far as the depth. If there's any aggravation with that depth, reduce that range of motion. But we got the weight of the heels, the toes are light. We're isolating the adductors. Again, good posture, chest up, head in neutral position. Inhale down, exhale up. All right, hip bridge, guys. So we're gonna do here, area of focus is gonna be lower core. Even though we're working hamstring and butt, I want you to think lower core, palms facing down, relaxing the head and neck. We're gonna exhale those hips up. So we're working all the muscles around the hips. Okay, hamstring and butt. Again, lower core, inhale down, exhale up. I don't want any aggravation out of that lower back. Again, if we need to, reduce that range of motion, but squeeze that core as we exhale up. All right, so what we're isolating now is the hamstring with the exercise ball. So I want to make sure you guys are head and neck are relaxed, palms facing down, a nice posture position even down here. So from here, there's 2 versions. We can go hips down, still isolating the hamstring and butt, still squeezing the core as we exhale that ball towards your butt. The other version is hips off the floor. Again, exhaling that ball towards the butt, squeezing the core, areas of focus, hamstring and butt. All right, guys, exercise people love to hate, burpees. So a lot going on with the burpees. There's push-ups, there's squats, there's jumping, all of which are awesome functional exercises. So the basic burpee is this. We're gonna get into a position as if we're gonna squat, which we are, hands above the shoulders, inhale down, exhale up. From there, down to the floor, push up, back up, and press. Now an easier version of that again is coming down here, bringing the foot back one at a time, push up. So with a push up, right, we're working the upper body, lunge position as we come up, and then a press. So working a little bit of the shoulders. Now a harder version of that would be using some weights or jumping. So same thing, but jumping here. Again, with weights, jumping makes it a little more difficult. All right, so Moving on to box jumps, but don't forget, again, use that core to get yourself up on the box. I'd recommend a little bit of a warm-up before jumping up. You could do alternating leg or same leg, so either way. I like using the arms out front to counterbalance the weight, leaning forward slightly, but still using the core. From there, after your warm-up, getting in a good position, good posture. Again, using that core, you wouldn't think that, but we're gonna use that core to jump up. Using the arms as well, momentum. We're gonna stay in this squat position. From here, we are gonna step back down. Squat, exhale, up, step back down. Now, as you get more comfortable with the box jumps, you can jump back down from that point. All right, so calves. Important thing about calves, what we want to think about is strengthening the gastrocnemius muscle. I love the name of that muscle. So that's the calf muscle. So you could do a couple versions. I'm going to show you one that you can just do from the floor. Very simple, just using your own body weight, okay? So you can see I have here a step. You can use a step at home. Find a step if you have stairs. Very convenient if you do. So again, just your own body weight. If you do have weights, you can use weights, dumbbells, whatever you have to add more resistance. So from there, if you want to make it a little more advanced, you could do 1 foot at a time for your calf raises, or both feet. So now we're getting more range of motion like we talked about. Again, protect that risk of injury for the Achilles. Hey, thanks for joining me today. I'll see you next time to work out.
At any time from anywhere, you can log on to whitemountains.tv to view our exclusive live North Conway webcam streaming 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Check in on traffic, weather conditions, and what's going on at your favorite little slice of heaven from wherever you are. Brought to you by the Eastern Slope Inn, the iconic hotel in the heart of North Conway Village. Book now at esi.vacations.
Step back in time, high above New Hampshire's Lakes region at Castle in the Clouds. Explore the 1914 mansion, dine with a view on the terrace of the highly acclaimed Carriage House restaurant, or enjoy a casual lunch and ice cream at the cafe in the meadow. Discover waterfalls along miles of hiking trails and have fun feeding the giant rainbow trout. A visit to the castle is a great day trip for all ages. For more info, including specials and events, visit castleintheclouds.org.
Coming up on White Mountains today, local weather, the proper way to pack a backpack, and when we come back, a lot of nonsense on set with M&D Playhouse. Stay tuned.
Discover North Conway's favorite adventures at Cranmore Mountain Resort. Check out the new beginner-friendly, lift-serviced downhill mountain bike park. Ride the mountain coaster, Soaring Eagle zip line, and giant swing. Enjoy outdoor dining on Zip's deck. Ride the scenic chairlift to the summit for amazing views, ice cream, hiking trails, and Tuckerman Brewery tasting room. Cranmore Mountain Resort. Fun for the whole family. Just 1 mile outside North Conway Village. Visit cranmore.com for tickets and important info.
At the base of the Mount Washington Auto Road, you'll discover the magnificent setting of Great Glen Trails Outdoor Center. Bring your own bike or rent one for the most family-friendly and scenic biking around. Enjoy a walk on our trail system with amazing views of the Presidential Mountain Range. Book a guided wildlife kayak tour along the lakes and rivers of northern New Hampshire with opportunities for all sorts of wildlife viewing. Shop for the latest tax-free clothing, outdoor gear, and gifts at Great Glen Outfitters. Visit Great Glen Trails, Pinkham Notch, New Hampshire.
For over 3 decades, Joseph's Spaghetti Shed has been serving delicious Italian meals with their famous homemade sauces, meatballs, and fresh breads. Enjoy all your Italian favorites, plus delicious salads and Joseph's incredible 10-inch pizzas. Some say the best in the valley. Joseph's is casual, affordable, and perfect for tired families after a day of White Mountain fun. Call ahead for takeout or grab a frozen meal for later. Joseph's Spaghetti Shed, Route 302 in Glen.
Welcome back to White Mountains Today. I'm Chelsea Hupalowski. Sitting here with me now is two people I know very, very well. Stacy Sand and Barbara Plonsky, both cast members of Nunsense, which is being put on by M&D Playhouse at the historic Eastern Slope Inn, and it opens tonight.
Yep. Yep.
So thank you both for being here with me.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, of course. So let's start out with, what is Nunsense about?
Well, I guess I can take that one. Reverend Mother Wood. So essentially, there's been a small catastrophe at this particular convent. Their cook served a dish which basically killed 52 of the 71 sisters that were in the convent.
Tragic, yeah.
So in order to, first they started a greeting card company which paid to bury most of the sisters, but then they ran out of money. So this show is a fundraiser to bury the last 4 dead sisters. And so there's 5 nuns who are on stage throughout, and they do their best to entertain you, and they're not real polished, to say the least, because this isn't their main vocation.
Yeah,
but they do pretty well, you know. And
yeah, they try their hardest, right?
It's good for a few laughs, if nothing else. So,
yes, absolutely. So, tell me about your characters in particular.
Why don't you go?
They're both leading roles here.
Well, when there's only 5 women in the cast, there really isn't a non-leading role. I am Sister Robert Ann, and I'm from Brooklyn, and I'm kind of street smart. I'm a 7th grade teacher who likes to reach out to the kids through humor, and the bane of my existence is this one, who insists that I be an understudy and doesn't recognize my God-given talent to sing. Not so much dance, but there's a certain choreographer in the show who has helped me with my dance.
Yeah, who could that be?
I don't know. Perhaps Sister Leo?
Oh, yes, that's right. So I'm in the show, too. I play Sister Leo, who is a nun, who is a want-to-be nun ballerina, the world's first. So...
And I think that's a great idea. Reverend Mother has issues.
Yeah, I play the Mother Superior of this convent, the Holy Sisters of Hoboken. And I kind of, I'm like the directing role in terms of what's on stage. I try to keep everybody in line so that the show continues on.
To varying degrees of success.
But I have a background in performing arts before I became a nun. So every once in a while I forget my role as Mother Superior and kind of fall into my previous life as a performer and kind of lose my head. So it's a great joy, and the sisters are pretty well behaved, though sometimes they're a bit irreverent.
Well, I think
probably this one, yes.
Yeah, well, no, but I think the thing is, and generally having gone to a Catholic women's college for my undergrad degree, it's nuns live a life of service, and I think what we see here in the show is they just want at least one moment to shine. All of them, and I think and I think that's the beauty of it. And I think people can identify that because who doesn't want that one moment to shine at some point?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
So it was great. So So would you like to tell us about your desire to be a dancing nun?
I mean, poor Sister Leo. I play Sister Leo, and yeah, she just really wants to be. She's been a ballerina, and she joined the convent to honor God through the dance, is what she says. So, yeah, she just wants to be a star as the rest of them, but she's a ballerina through and through.
And Reverend Mother won't let her wear a tutu. Come on,
Which
Rev, come on. And then we have Sister Amnesia, who is called that. We don't know her name because a crucifix fell on her head and she lost her memory. So she's trying to deal with that. And then there's Sister Hubert, who is the novice
Mistress of the novices.
of novices, and she's fairly straight-laced, though her aspirations is to replace this one. And so there's that tension too. So it's really quite funny.
So in addition to ourselves, the one who's lost her memory is Summer Smith Hemion, who is playing that part, and then the Mistress of Novices is being played, we hope, by Jennifer McCone via Lobos. We do have an understudy as well, kind of a last minute if needed. Hannah Jo Weisberg, some of you might recognize her name, is our true understudy, though in the show, Robert Ann is. And we also have a bit performance from a well-known actor in M&D, Karen Gustafson. Oh, yes. She has a single line, and she turned to me after the first time she tried it and said, I have one line and I blew it. I said,
Sometimes that's harder than having a lot.
Exactly. So we have a great crew, and it's been really fun. And we were kind of thrown into the fire. M&D had another show planned, and for some circumstances just wasn't able to do that production. So they came up kind of last minute with Nonsense, and I'm just amazed that it's come together so well.
Absolutely.
And I'm very grateful to this group and the other two women who, and our director.
We pulled together.
4 out of the 5 of us had been in Cabaret, which is the show just preceding this. And but speaking of the director, I just want to give a shout out to the crew. We've got Christopher Bellis, who is our director. Mark Sickler is the stage manager. Excuse me as I peer down my glasses. We've got Laurie Turley, who is our musical director. Chelsea Hubalowski, I think I know that name. Yeah. She was our choreographer who is so dedicated. She came to my house to give me remedial dance lessons because, just something has to happen.
She's worse than she thinks. I mean, she thinks she's worse than she is.
She's worse than she thinks she is.
That's not what I
will remember this.
You know what I meant. You think you're worse than what you are.
Deb Jason is the scene designer. I got to give a shout out to Sherry Bellis Bennett, who is running the soundboard for us, because we will get up there and start to sing, and if she doesn't push the button, it's so she's great. Who else? Patty Hibbert did the costumes. Who am I?
Eric Jordan did the
Eric,
the
amazing
building.
Eric Jordan. Yeah,
The set is cool.
If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have anything to walk on. He, in fact, put the steps back yesterday so we can get in and out of the side of the house. It's just been a great collaborative.
Oh, it's like a talented crew. Of course.
It is. It is great.
Yeah, so this is a musical, of course. So can we talk a
there's
little
singing
bit
and
about the
dancing.
singing and the dancing? How much fun you both had with that?
So especially for me, I haven't done shows before Cabaret for like 37 years. And I love to sing. And one of the songs that Robert has, Ann has, which is my favorite, is I Just Want to Be a Star. And after 37 years not doing anything, that just sort of embodies me. So that's just such a joyful, just being able to do that. And yes, I am dance phobic, but Chelsea and the rest of the group have been very helpful. And the thing that helps is Christopher keeps saying, the nuns aren't supposed to be Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. So I guess they wouldn't be Fred Astaire. But anyhow, and so we're not supposed to always look like professional dancers, and I perhaps embody that role better than others.
What is your favorite?
Oh, what's my favorite? I don't want to give too much away.
Oh, of course
I mean,
not. Yes.
I go through all sorts of personality changes throughout the show, is how I can best describe it. And I like it best when she's not angry, when she's, just trying to get everybody together and, make things happen. And, and because she does have a heart, she does care about the other sisters and about, order, but she also is very conservative, and I keep making noises probably here in the mic with my playing, but she's also very conservative and and very dedicated to serving God, and so it's kind of a clash for her to make this all come together, because this is not in her normal purview of helping the sisters reach their goal of being joining God either. So, but it's kind of fun because I don't know that there's a lot of Catholic background in our cast. So it's been kind of fun exploring, you know, a little bit about that and what some of the lines may mean and such. I'm not saying you have to be Catholic to get the show, because the humor is generalized and fun and hopefully laugh out loud humor. I know just practicing lines that, you know, I just start laughing and, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's a rollicking, fun time. And I just think the way we've all come together and helped each other out where we need it, whether with dance, song, or whatever, it's just been such a joyful experience. And that's what we want to project to the folks who come to see us, is we want to share that joy.
Well, thank you both so much for coming. Of course,
Thank
I'll
you
see
for
you
having
all
me.
tonight and the rest of the weekend.
Yes, sister. Yes, Sister Leo.
Of course.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you both. This was
Thank you
Stacey
so
and
much.
Barbara with Nonsense. Again, go online for tickets. Please join us. It's a ton of fun. All the musical numbers, the dancing, the singing, it's going to be a blast.
And
So-
you might win a Saint card. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Of course. Thank you both again, and you've been watching White Mountains Today.
Now, the local weather forecast. Check out our 24-hour-a-day live North Conway weather cam at whitemountains.tv.
Welcome back to White Mountains Today. Let's look at some local happenings. Denmark Arts Center presents the region's best outdoor family music and arts fest, Dam Jam Revival, on August 28th. The 2022 lineup includes kids rock band B Parks and the Hornets at 2 p.m., Jason Spooner Band at 5 p.m., and the Mallet Brothers Band at 7 p.m. Plus festivities all day from 12 to 8, including kids art, stilt walkers, traditional craft vendors, and a fun selection of food trucks. DenmarkArts.org for tickets. The Western White Mountains Chamber of Commerce will host the 26th annual world-famous Labor Day Rubber Ducky Regatta on Monday, September 5th at Cascade Park in North Woodstock. Over 1,500 ducks will race down the Pemi River in a competition to see which duck will finish first and last. Adopt ducks for your chance at winning great prizes like attraction tickets, restaurant gift certificates, merchandise, and more. You do not need to be present to win. WesternWhiteMountains.com for details. Register now for the 25th annual Jen's Friends Climb Against Cancer on Saturday, September 17th. Sign up as an individual or a team, raise funds, and participate in a group hike to the top of Cranmore Mountain. The day-long festival includes live music and entertainment, lunch provided by the Valley Originals, silent auction and inspiration, both from amazing views of the mountains and from the sight of so many people coming together to support those fighting cancer in our community. Register or volunteer at jensfriends.org. Castle in the Clouds is hosting the Be a Hero 5K Run Walk Saturday, September 24th at 9 a.m. This event helps save the lives of homeless pets. Family-friendly, dog-friendly, and superhero costume-friendly, the event benefits the New Hampshire Humane Society. Now, your chance to win a great White Mountain prize. Here's Chris with a Watch and Win trivia question.
It's Watch and Win time, your chance to answer trivia questions for White Mountain prizes. Right now, we're playing for a $25 gift card to the legendary Red Parka Pub in Glen, home to hand-cut steaks, hefty sandwiches, great munchies, live entertainment, and plenty of brews on tap. Plus, just for playing, you'll be entered to win our August grand prize, an Osprey Kestrel 68-liter backpack from Outside Shop. Check it out at shop.outsideonline.com. Now, here's the question. Lakes of the Clouds sits directly between Mount Washington and which other mountain? Mount Jefferson, Mount Monroe, or Mount Eisenhower? To answer, go to our website, whitemountains.tv, and click Win Prizes. Or if you're already there watching the stream of this show, just click the button below the video window. We'll draw one winner at random from all correct entries. Winners will be posted online and contacted by email. Good luck. Now, back to the studio.
Backpacks are supposed to make our time in the forest easier. If yours is uncomfortable, slowing you down, or frustrating to access, it's time to learn the proper way to pack it. Here are some expert tips from Outside.
Hi, my name is Taylor G. I'm an editorial fellow here at Outside Magazine. And last summer, I thru-hiked the Pacific Crest Trail. So today what I wanted to show you was how I packed my backpack, which is an important skill to learn if you want to be happy and not miserable on the trail. So this is how I did it. So when I was packing my backpack, I could think of it in 4 different categories. You have what's on the bottom, what's in the middle, what's on top, and what's in the accessory pockets, often on the outside. Knowing those different categories and the weight distribution is really important to packing your backpack right. The very first thing I always put in my backpack is my sleeping bag. And there are a few different reasons for that. One of the reasons is that you always want your lightest gear at the bottom of your backpack. A lot of people think your backpack should be like a grocery bag where you're trying to put like the heaviest items at the bottom and lighter weight stuff on top. You don't want to do that for your backpack. It's going to hurt your back. So the most common thing is to put your sleeping bag at the bottom because it takes up quite a bit of volume for not that much weight. It also is something that you're not going to need to use until the very end of your day and you're setting up camp. So there's no problem to keep it at the bottom of your backpack, and you can just leave it there for your entire hike. So to finish off the bottom section of my pack, I would usually put in the other pieces of gear that I wouldn't need until I set up my sleep system at night. So that would include my base layer clothing, my sleeping pad, which is also relatively lightweight and I won't need when I'm hiking during the day. And finally, the sleeping bag liner, which I would also not use until the end of the day. After I have the bottom section, which is supposed to be lighter weight, completed, I would usually go to the middle section. The middle section is where you want your heaviest items. You not only do you want them in the middle, you want them to be as close to your back as possible. So usually what I would do is I would put adjacent to one another my Ursack, which is where I keep my food. And then right next to that, one of the other heavier, bigger items I have is my backpacking tent. And they would go side by side to one another. In addition to my food sack, I will usually put on top of that my stove system. That will usually just go right on top of my Ursack. And now the 3 heaviest items I might have, which in my case was the tent, the stove, and the Ursack, are in the middle, are closest to my back, and are going to be the most comfortable to carry on a 20-25 mile hike. After you have the middle section done, what you'll want at the very top are things that are maybe not as heavy as the middle section, but things that you'll want to maybe take out regularly or put back into your backpack throughout the day while you're hiking. So, for example, I would usually have my mid layer go above the Ursack, stove, and tent in my backpack. So at this point, when I've completed the midsection of my backpack, going to the top section with my lighter mid layer, what I would usually do is I would close up the backpack by pulling the drawstring and clicking in the brain. And for the final items of my kit, I would usually put them on the exterior pockets or in the brain of the backpack. So in this, which is arguably one of the most accessible sections of your backpack, I would put a few lighter weight items which I might want during the day. For example, my backpack ring. There are a few electronics I would take and put it in my brain. For example, my external battery charger, headphones, stuff that I might want to grab without having to unpack the whole backpack. A trowel. And I would usually do some small stuff like toiletries as well. So once the interior of the backpack is packed, that's when I would start using the external pockets. Those are really handy for something that you want to take out really quick or something that might be wet and you want to dry in the sun. A couple different things that I would keep in there. For example, I would have my water filter system usually here in the external pockets. Another thing that I would often keep on the outside here would be the Crocs that I use, which I cross rivers in as well as use as camp shoes. Those are great things just because you don't want, dirty, messy Crocs on the inside of your backpack. The final thing is hiking poles. These should not go in your backpack because they should be in your hands at all times. Use these to hike with. And those are the basics of how you pack your backpack. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
North Conway Midas saves vacations and gets locals back on the road. Trust Midas for all your auto care needs, including brakes, oil changes, tires, and now alignments. Buying a used car? Before you spend the money, bring it to Midas for a free inspection. Local owners Ron and Kelly Monroe believe in quality work, treating customers with honesty, and giving back to the community. Trust North Conway Midas, White Mountain Highway across from the Red Jacket Hotel.
The food, the party, the legend. The Red Parka Pub in Glen is where the Valley rallies for hand-cut steaks grilled to perfection, hefty appetizers, freshly ground burgers, chicken, seafood, plus great salads and the Parka's famous barbecue ribs. Kids' entrees come with dessert and beverage refills. Awesome events for great causes and the hottest nightlife in the Valley with live music and dancing. The Red Parka Steakhouse and Pub, a Valley original, Route 302, downtown Glen.
Enjoy majestic views from the dining room, screen porch, or cozy pub of Max's Pub at Snow Village Inn. Feast on Maine Coast oysters, fresh catch, juicy steaks, and craft cocktails served by attentive staff. Max's Pub, Snow Village Inn, Eaton.
It's time to get ready for the White Mountains with info, fun, and prizes. This is White Mountains Today. I'm Chelsea, and here's what's coming up. In this hour, hiking Mount Shakurawa. 11 reasons to visit at the Mountain View Grand this fall. Finding family-friendly mountain biking at East Bear Paw. And a celebration of 30 years of fashion at North Conway's Spruce Hurricane. Plus, all show long, we're playing Watch and Win. Answer this week's questions correctly for a chance to win a $25 gift card to the Red Parka Pub, 4 passes to Lost River Gorge and Boulder Caves, and a drive yourself admission to the Mount Washington Auto Road. Just for playing, you'll also be entered into August's grand prize drawing for an Osprey backpack from Outside Shop. It's all coming up on White Mountains today after a check on the local weather forecast.
Now, the local weather forecast. Check out our 24-hour-a-day live North Conway weather cam at whitemountains.tv.
Welcome back to White Mountains today. I'm Chelsea, and here's what's happening. On August 20th, Castle in the Clouds, in collaboration with Great Waters, presents Concert in the Clouds featuring Michael Cavanaugh and band. Cavanaugh was made famous for his piano and lead vocals in the Broadway musical Movin' Out, handpicked by Billy Joel himself to star in that show. Info at castleintheclouds.org. The first annual Summer Bazaar is coming to Fryeburg Saturday, August 20th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Located on Main Street between the Catholic Church and the Fryeburg Fair with beautiful mountain views, the bazaar will feature craft items, yard sale items, baked goods, art, upcycled items, and local vendors. Proceeds support the Two Caps Special Olympics team and scholarship fund. Lost River Gorge and Squam Lakes Natural Science Center present Why Do Animals Do That?, a live animal presentation with a naturalist on August 20th. This program is included with your admission ticket and begins at 10:30 a.m. at the Forest Treehouse. See live animals up close and learn about the benefits of their peculiar habits. Book your reservation in advance at lostrivergorge.com. On August 21st, folk Americana songwriter Jonathan Foster performs solo acoustic at the Shovel Handle Pub from 6 to 9 p.m. Foster is an award-winning songwriter of authentic roots music for the ears of old souls. In his music, you'll hear traces of his rural upbringing, geographic meanderings, and the love of the outdoors with inspiration from John Prine, John Hyatt, Bob Dylan, the band, and more. Now one of our favorite White Mountain hikes. In this trip, you'll be literally following in the footsteps of a legend. It's an ascent of the Piper Trail on Mount Shakurawa.
At only 3,500 feet in elevation, Mount Shakurawa is not one of the highest peaks in the White Mountains, but it certainly is one of the most recognized. This is because of its prominence when viewed from the south, its craggy, pointed peak rising above and making reflections in Shakurawa Lake. It's a photographer's dream, with several good and easily accessed vantage points along Route 16. Mount Shakurawa is also popular among day hikers, with several trails that reach the summit, including the popular Piper Trail and Champney Falls Trail. It's a moderate to advanced hike with amazing 360-degree views that stretch from Mount Washington to the Lakes region and beyond. And if all this weren't enough to secure Mount Shakurawa's place as one of the coolest peaks in the White Mountains, it has even one more claim to fame, an eerie legend surrounding how it got its name. In one popular version, Shakurawa was a Native American whose son accidentally died while in the care of Cornelius Campbell. Refusing to believe it was an accident, Shakurawa retaliated by murdering the Campbell family while Cornelius was away. Cornelius and other settlers sought revenge and chased Shakurawa to the lofty summit of the mountain that now bears his name.
Legend is he died on the summit. How he died, the stories range from being shot to plummeting to his death. The basis of it is that when it happened, he cursed the area, and he cursed the people and the livestock, and people believed it, and it pushed some people out of the area. There was a lot of illness. A lot of cattle died, which was, the story goes, specifically he cursed the cattle. And it had something to do with his son and a local family. So it's kind of interesting. It makes you wonder.
If you hike Mount Chocorua, remember to plan ahead. There are many trails crisscrossing this mountain, making it one of the easiest to get lost on. And always bring the hiking essentials.
Doing some research before they even come here, whether they're local or from far away. There's tons of resources. They can call one of the ranger stations. They can use one of the many guidebooks to learn about the trail that they want to hike. They should make sure they know how to hike safe and have the 10 essentials. Know where you're going, have a plan, be willing to turn around if the weather changes. Tell somebody where you're going and enjoy it. It's beautiful up there from every side.
For more information on Mount Chocorua and other cool places in the White Mountains, visit whitemountains.tv.
Now, your chance to win a great White Mountain prize. Here's Chris with a Watch and Win trivia question.
It's Watch and Win time, your chance to answer trivia questions for White Mountain prizes. Right now, we're playing for a $25 gift card to the legendary Red Parka Pub in Glen, home to hand-cut steaks, hefty sandwiches, great munchies, live entertainment, and plenty of brews on tap. Plus, just for playing, you'll be entered to win our August grand prize, an Osprey Kestrel 68-liter backpack from Outside Shop. Check it out at shop.outsideonline.com. Now, here's the question. Lakes of the Clouds sits directly between Mount Washington and which other mountain? Mount Jefferson, Mount Monroe, or Mount Eisenhower? To answer, go to our website, whitemountains.tv, and click Win Prizes. Or if you're already there watching the stream of this show, just click the button below the video window. We'll draw one winner at random from all correct entries. Winners will be posted online and contacted by email. Good luck. Now, back to the studio.
Welcome to Barley and Salt Tap House and Kitchen, a contemporary eatery with 30 ever-changing craft beers, full bar, and a street food menu with international variety. Looking for the latest craft brew? This is the place. Seasonal shared plates, craft cocktails, killer playlists, right here. Our high-energy industrial atmosphere accommodates large parties indoors and out. Barley and Salt delivers the perfect pour in an atmosphere unique to Mount Washington Valley. Barley and Salt. Savor the hops, relish the flavor.
Bigger, better, legendary. Alpine Adventures is New England's zipline and outdoor adventure destination. We know fun, and we do it differently. Pick your adventure or do them all. Alpine Adventures. Get out of your element at alpinezipline.com.
The Whale's Tail, New England's favorite water park in beautiful Lincoln, New Hampshire. Join us.
Catch the wave, catch the wave, catch the wave, catch the wave. The Whale's Tail Water Park Wave.
Coming up on White Mountains today, trails for everyone at East Bear Paw. Spruce Hurricane celebrates 30 years. And when we come back, 13 reasons to plan a fall trip to the Mountain View Grand. Stay tuned.